Good morning, everyone. It's Tony Zayas here, and thank you for joining. I see those of you that are in the meeting room. If you can go ahead in the chat area, just let me know that you can hear me and that you can see my screen. I have my Facebook, the group up for Selling Digital. So if you could just enter into the chat, let me know that you could see it there. We're going to jump in and get started. Now I'm using this webinar software. This is something I just kind of use special for kind of small events here, primarily because it runs on Google Hangouts. And some of the things that we're going to be doing, I want to show you the advantages of using Google Hangouts as we dive in a little bit deeper. And I'm getting a question about calling in. There should not be. And I'm responding to a question here that just came in. Okay, so it looks like we're in pretty good shape. So thank you, Joseph and McLean. Here's the deal. Today's focus is really going to be, I want to show you guys some of the things, the social media or the digital media selling system. Some of the tools in there, but what I would like to do is I kind of want to do hot seats. So really I want this to be your time to give me some names of your clients, and we'll take a look and audit their sites. So we have a small group here, so we could probably get to most of you. We have under 10 people on this one, so that's cool. And so I just want to get a lot of interaction from those of you who are on here. And if we can give you some ideas, some takeaways, areas to focus on in some of your clients, the next time you talk to them, you might have some things to bring up and discuss with them, which would be cool. So does anyone want to be the first one in the hot seat? Because what we're going to do is I'm going to go through and show you the pieces of the digital media selling system, just kind of review those, show you where you can find those. And then if you can, so go ahead and chat now and tell me that you're interested, that you want to kind of do the hot seat thing. And then we'll pull up your client's website, look at their social profiles, and I'll give you some of the takeaways, some of the areas that I see some opportunity or things to discuss once we have that. So go ahead and send over that information over to me when you get a chance. And I'm going to set this up so that the chat can be both public and private messages. And so that way, you can send a message either directly to me or you guys can interact as well. So that should be all set. All right. So you guys let me know what you want to do. All right, so I'm going to jump over right now. So while you guys get back to me and let me know what you would like to actually cover. Okay, so we got one from Joseph, so awesome. So we'll take a look in just a moment. I first want to just pull up the tools to the digital media selling system, show you where you can get them if you have not gotten them already. Let me just show you. I'm going to switch screens on you. And I'm going to show you on the iNet where this is at. So over at the iNet, you can actually go to, it's under marketing, and then we have digital media selling system. And so there's three tools in there that I want to cover and kind of tell you how to use these tools and what the purpose is. And some of these are just to get you started, right? So none of this is be all end all. This is to get you ideas going, give you the resources that you need just to get started, right? And then feel free to reach out to me, Tom Zobel, Justin Hegan, as you need help with this stuff. So the first piece here is our glossary of terms. Again, if this stuff's all brand new to you, this might be very helpful. And even if it's not brand new to you, you might say some of the things that we offer that you didn't realize we did. Like one of the really cool ones, and most of you, if not everybody on this call here today, this webinar, know about augmented reality, right? Because we have a really cool vendor, Clockworks, that has some outstanding technology. It's really, a great wow factor that it puts out there. But we do a lot of this stuff. So responsive design, even things like landing pages. So squeeze page or opt-in pages, right? So if your client wants to generate leads online, they need to have an opt-in page or a squeeze page. So you need to know what that is, right? This is just to help you get a little more well-versed with some of these things. Moving on, we have our benchmark pricing. Not all of these pieces that I'm showing you, these are meant to be not client-facing. This is meant for your eyes only, right? We've had people ask if this can be repurposed and remove vendors, and the answer is no, because this is ballpark pricing. This is to help you. So if a customer tells you, yeah, they're doing a rebrand, and they may need some help with their website or whatever it is, video or whatever, then you have an idea of kind of what, if they tell you their budget, that kind of what just a general ballpark idea of what you can sell these different services and products for. So again, not the be all end all, but something to give you an idea and to give you some suggestions for different vendors that you can use for the different services that we have. So this is a good resource. Michelle Cardello, the vendor development team, is your point person for any of the digital media services. So if you say, hey, who's our contact over at Magnet Video or USA Web or Gotcha or whoever it is, right? She can tell you that. Or if you need to know, hey, who's a good videographer? Who do you recommend for live event production? Well, she would be the point person for that. Or you can reach out to myself, Tom Zobel, or Justin Hegan, right? So the digital marketing team on the marketing side. And then the last piece this is actually what we're going to use here today is, so this one is the Digital Media Research Questionnaire, really very useful tool. And this is a lot of the questions that I would ask going in, some pre-company research. And this is kind of what we're going to do today is this first page inside here is looking at kind of doing the research on the clients, and then what are the questions to ask. So when you meet with that client, what are the different things you're going to ask them? So we will get started kind of in this area. So the starting point, so those are the pieces of the digital media selling system that you should definitely download, have access to. If you want to get the print version, those are available on the owner store. But the downloadable PDF versions are right here under Digital Media Selling System on the iNet. So I'm going to jump back, take a look at any questions that might have come in. And so again, we're going to start with Joseph, and we're going to open up his client. So Joseph, we're going to get started with you. We're going to pull up, it looks like this is one of your prospect customer client, Baron Barkley. And so Bridge Supply. I'm going to go back in here, the chat area. All right, so I'm going to actually share Joseph's client site with you. And let's take a look at that. All right, so this is a good starting point. So we're going to dive in and kind of show you what to go over. I want to take a look at our attendance, see who's on. All right, so we'll look at this one and we'll kind of go through the audit here. Now, a good thing to know, guys, is since I'm doing a Google Hangout here, there is typically a little bit of a lag. So it's like a 30 to 60 second lag. So I'm going to ask questions and put it in the comment in the chat area so that when I come back to it, I can kind of go in there. So Joseph, I'm just going to ask, I'm going to start looking at the site and kind of evaluating it. But what I will do is I'll ask you to just, is this a customer? Is this a prospect? Are you doing any business with this customer or client already? If it's a prospect, how have you engaged with them? Or is this just a target, right? So kind of let me know where you're at with this company. And then we'll take it from there because we might have some questions in follow-up. And the questions will come out differently depending if it's a prospect that you're just starting to talk to or hoping to talk to, or if you have a client relationship, it would be a little bit different. So just let me know, and then any other background on them, and then we'll take it from there. So let me launch. We pull that site back up, and we'll take a look at it. Now, one of the first things I typically do is I take a look at the site, and I will actually, okay, so I see customer for years now. I will resize it. So when I resize it, you guys should be seeing this on your screen. Notice it's not resizing. Okay, so very good print client. Excellent. So awesome. So what's cool about print clients is print is an outstanding medium that everybody uses, right? However, to get broader reach, it's nice to take print into the digital world. And that's something that we could certainly do. Now, I'm going to pull up, just because it is mobile responsive. And I know not all of you necessarily are a part of Social Media Sales Challenge, but I'm pulling up the site because I want to show it as an example. I built this site to be responsive. So whether you're looking at it on a desktop, it goes full screen, or if you're looking at it, let's say on a tablet or your phone, it's going to change the way it's displayed. So if I go to my week 1, or actually I think the home screen is a good example. Well, right here. So notice when I resize, I get a drop down here for my navigation. That is because it is a responsive site. And notice everything is in one column. So you can kind of consume all this here. You can consume all the content, and you don't have to zoom in, zoom out, or anything like that. So that's an example of responsive design. So when I pull up, so the average customer, Joseph says, is 72 years old. So guess what, Joseph? 72-year-olds are on Facebook, and they're on mobile phones, and that's a reality, right? So as maybe they have a website, so they're online, they're looking at things, and 72-year-olds are on Facebook. Guess why? Because their grandkids are on Facebook, and they get to see pictures and kind of stay involved in their daily life, especially if they don't live in the same city as their kids and grandkids and all that. So the digital world applies to kind of all age demographics, certainly some a little bit differently or more so than others, but the whole world is online, so that's important. So when I resized Barron Barkley, I noticed that it didn't move at all. Now, if I did Performa.com, I'll show you another example. So we don't have a mobile response. We don't have a responsive design site at Performa.com. We don't even have a modern looking website at Performa.com. And I don't mean your Pro Portal. Those are much nicer looking than what we have at Performa.com. And we're working on upgrades and all this stuff. But what you need to know is that you should pull it up on your phone, even if this little test for resizing, because this didn't resize. But if you pull up Performa.com on your mobile device, it'll actually display a mobile optimized website. So a different website. So two different ways for a site to be displayed mobile. One is responsive, like the Social Media Sales Challenge. This automatically detects the size of the browser, and it resizes accordingly. So notice the single column. It is going to change to be 2 columns now. So rather than this stuff all being stacked on top of each other, it's in 2 columns. So there's stuff on the left, stuff on the right. If there were 3 columns, then it would, it alters based on what's visible. That's responsive design, but it's the same website. With a dedicated mobile website, which is what we have for Performa.com, and I can't show that to you because that only displays here on my mobile phone, but I would recommend pull up Performa.com, just Performa.com on your mobile phone, and you'll notice a mobile-friendly site. So what happens is your browser, our site detects what type of browser you're using, and then it serves up the proper version depending on where you're looking at, what you're using to look at the site. So I would pull up this site, Barron Barkley. I would pull that up on my mobile phone just to confirm, because when I resized it, it is not responsive. So it's not automatically resizing. But what'll happen is it will, we can see if they have a dedicated mobile site. So that's something that you will want to take a look at. So there's one, that's a really simple no-brainer. And I'm going to actually do that. So let me type that in on my mobile device. So, and you guys might want to do the same. BarronBarkley.com. And guess what? It looks just like the desktop site. So there's a good opportunity there for mobile. And Joseph just asked a question or made a comment here. I'm going to jump back. I just quickly saw it. It says, I heard that Google will start dropping websites in the search engine results if the site does not have a mobile device optimization. Yes, that is true. So Google is going to be, and it's not that they're going to start. They already have. It's just going to continue to, the importance of a mobile-friendly site is just going to continue to grow. So very good point, and I would bring that to the attention of Barron Barkley. Something good to know, and that is your search results, if you're ranking, if this site is ranking high for whatever search it is, the desktop result is still going to show up if someone's looking at it via desktop. So if their age demographic, if 72-year-olds really aren't on mobile and they don't care about targeting mobile, I don't think that's the case. I think it's pretty broad, broadly spread, the whole use of mobile devices for web browsing. But at the same time, it's probably not to the extent that it would be for 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds. But I would suggest what's good to know, what I should say is what is good to know is that the mobile search will drop that listing, or be much likely to drop the listing if it's not mobile responsive. Now, here's the thing. So many sites out there are not mobile optimized. That is good for us selling mobile websites and things related to mobile. So when it comes to Google, they can't drop every site that's not mobile optimized, because what happens is they'll have nothing to display in a lot of cases. So it's a good way to gain an advantage in having a mobile-friendly site right now, but they can't remove them all because there would be nothing to share, because there's so many websites out there. The majority of the websites online are not mobile-friendly. That's a fact as of today. That'll change, and Google's trying to force that by saying, hey, watch out. We're going to slap you if you're not mobile optimized. And good point. They already have been. That's a consideration. But that consideration for search is just going to continue to grow. All right. So those are some points, Joseph, that you can what you know about Google and mobile, the importance of a mobile site. You can bring that back to them. Let them know. Additionally, let's see. I don't see any mention of any social icons on here, and maybe I'm missing it. But I would actually go and, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to Facebook, and I'm going to search for them there. I might just do a Google search for Barron Barkley. Bridge supply. And let's see what comes up. We might see LinkedIn. We might see, whoops, I misspelled it. So let's do the correct one. Facebook, it looks like. So there they are. We'll launch that. Are they on Twitter or anywhere else? Typically, those the social networks are very authoritative. So those close a couple of these sites because For some reason, my connection kind of slowed down a little bit. Okay, so here is their Facebook page. They anything. Comment and interact with them, and you kind of stay top of mind. And then who's running this? That's a World's Finest Selection of Bridge books, supplies, and gifts. So it looks like they're active here. So what I would do is I would go and look at what they're posting. Now, I don't think this is the most engaging type image right here. That's just me personally, maybe. And it looks like they're posting the same type of thing. So Frank Stewart Daily Bridge column. Okay. Free weekly bridge hand. So that's a little, I like that a little bit better. That's a little more engaging. So my point here is maybe they have not, maybe they're not maximizing their use of this Facebook page. I don't see any other like pages here, like these internal pages. Facebook calls them apps, which to me is confusing. I like to call them like tabs, but like you can add more, and some could be like landing page type to build their subscriber list or to display just a custom page. So that could be done and set up for them. So consider your opportunities. So just ask them what type of results are they getting on Facebook, and then maybe ask them, are you on any others? So I would say Facebook and Twitter are the ones that you kind of need to be on. There's a reason that almost every company has a like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. A lot of importance to Twitter. You can reach your audience there, right? They can define their audience probably, a little bit further. Now, I think something to keep in mind, the demographic may not be there, right? 72-year-olds. I usually focus kind of on baby boomers. Baby boomers are the biggest growing, and I know 72-year-olds are beyond that. But baby boomers are they're getting, that group is close to that. Baby boomers are the fastest growing segment, demographic on Facebook. So that's important to know. Twitter, I don't necessarily know, but again, it's important. So there's a lot of opportunity there. So I would ask about what kind of results they've gotten on Facebook. That's what I would go back to. The other thing is when we do a search for their name, it's all Barron Barclay stuff. So that's good. If it wasn't, that would be something I would be a little concerned about. Some reputation management, some SEO opportunities. Something else that I see here is I don't see any strong call to action. Right? I don't see anything that grabs my eye. I don't see them building an email list. Now, something I do know is that 72-year-olds, if that's the demographic, they have email, right? Everybody has email. So email marketing is it's still the most powerful form of digital marketing. So email really, really matters. And for any business online, their most valuable asset that they have is not their website, it's not their social accounts, it's their email list. So they're not building an email list, and that is something they can certainly be doing. So everyone's website should have a strong call to action and a giveaway of something. It could be, a PDF, it could be a video, it could be information, it could be a digital game or something like that, whatever. They should be giving away something in exchange for their customers, prospects, whoever that is that visits the site, their name and their email address. So that's something I would recommend there as well. So that's kind of my quick audit. I think the site overall looks okay. It probably could be a little more, modern workings. Now I see subscribe to our mailing list, right? So that is there technically, but why? I ask myself, why would I subscribe to your mailing list? I don't know. It doesn't tell me what the mailing list is. Are you going to just spam me? Are you going to send me an email once a month? What's going to be in it? What's in it for me, right? And so this used to work 10 years ago. Subscribe to our mailing list. Be like, okay, cool. I like getting email, and I don't get enough in a day. So maybe Barron Barclay will send me stuff. Doesn't work in today's world, right? We all get too much email. Therefore, you need a compelling reason. So you got to put out a good offer in exchange for an email. So that's perhaps something you can do for them, make an offer. So that's kind of my quick touch audit. You could dive in deeper. I would say Pinterest would probably be a good opportunity for these guys. Again, we're examining the demographic, right? I know it's not just 72-year-olds, so keep that in mind. If they're looking to grow, you might want to say, well, there's probably tremendous opportunity branching out and focusing on another segment of your audience. So those are some points there. So I'm going to hop back and see if any comments came in on that. Yeah, bridge players love this stuff. Audio's cutting in and out. And McLean, we're going to get to yours next. Let me take a look here. So they do need video. Video is something that pretty much any client can use because video is the most engaging form of content. There is a reason that Google favors video. There's a reason that people are using video like crazy. There's a reason that 60-some% of C-level executives actually visit a vendor's website after watching a video, and they're more likely to make a purchasing decision or actually place a call. So yeah, video is great. So that's a great suggestion, Joseph. And yeah, targeting a younger audience. If they want to grow, they can't focus on that 72-year-old base forever, right? Because we know that 72-year-old base is they're not going to be around forever, just to be pretty frank about it. But if they want to expand, right, there's probably opportunity via social media for a younger audience, right? So what they sell, what they offer is probably interesting to a lot bigger, broader group than just that 72-year-old segment. So social could be a good way to go that way, and video is engaging. So yeah, great points, Joseph. You know where you're going with this. So great ideas you're putting in here. So hopefully this gave you some things to think about and continue on with. So very good. So with that, McLean, I'm going to jump in, and I'm going to let's pull up your client, or go ahead, and then McLean, if you could tell me, is this an existing client? Is this a customer? Is it a prospect? Someone that you want to focus on? So Cato Fashions, is it pronounced? And okay, cool. So I'm gonna do kind of the little test here with them. So I'm gonna simply resize it. Now in my simple resizing, that was not responsive. So what happens is it is not a responsive site, but that doesn't mean it's not mobile optimized. So I'm going to actually go try it. Try it on my mobile device. So if you want to do the same, it's catofashions.com. And guess what? It is not mobile friendly, so good opportunity. Prospect, friend works there, and terrible website. Okay, so yeah, I wouldn't go as far as saying terrible. Obviously, can be improved. A lot of website stuff is subjective. The objective points are that, one, it's not mobile friendly. So that's a big one. They, I think the navigation is broken out pretty nicely. To me, it's, first of all, it's clear when I land here that it's like women's clothing, right? So women's fashions and stuff. So am I in the right place? If I'm looking for women's clothing and jewelry and accessories, yes, I know that. Do I trust the site? Yeah, I think it's a trustworthy looking site. It's not the most modern in design. It's not completely antiquated in design. It's not mobile friendly, so we know that there is some opportunity. In addition to that, they do have their social accounts up top. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull those up in a moment here. It is e-commerce enabled because I see shopping cart. This is going to be hard to navigate via mobile, and I'm guessing their demographic is on mobile, right? When this is probably a younger demographic based on these models here, and it's female, right? So that's an active demographic that's on their mobile device. So great opportunity, McLean, to focus on. Now notice that here are their social icons. I'm gonna go to my next point. I don't see them building their mailing list, except for this kind of little pathetic attempt, right? And that is a pathetic attempt when someone just says, email sign up, subscribe to our list. Why? You have to ask the question. So as marketers, right, and we're going to help our clients, right, their marketing team or whoever you're working with, as marketers, you always have to create from the perspective of the person visiting your website. So when it says email sign up for our emails, get the latest Cato Fashion news updates. Okay, if I'm really interested in Cato Fashion, then I'll probably do that. But you have to kind of, the marketer's got to be a little cynical and think, no, they're not. They're more into our competitor's brand, but we want to steal them away, right? So give me something compelling. It could be a coupon. It could be a catalog. It could be all these. I don't know, right? So I'm not all that into women's fashion, right? So if that is a shocker to you, then sorry to ruin your day. But it's got to be something compelling. So that's something where you can brainstorm. Maybe you can bring some good ideas to the table. Maybe you talk to someone who's into women's fashion and they give you some ideas. What would be interesting to their prime demographic? And that's what you give away. And it could be a video. It could be something that they mail out directly. It could be something that via email. It could be a PDF. It could be, right, and how to, 10 top ways, right? So it could be fashion trends for 2015, right? I don't know what that is, but we have to give some type of ethical bribe, meaning I'll give you this if you give me that. And that's how you build a mailing list. It's no longer today's world. Nobody is going to fill out unless they're already a raving fan. They're not going to subscribe to that. And that's way down in the bottom as a complete afterthought, right? So where it should be is it should pop up on this page or be in almost like right in this bottom right-hand corner, because that's where the eyes gravitate. We start up here. We move across almost like we're reading, and we end up down here. And if we don't scroll anymore, we still want to see that call to action. So I would say this box, here's where I'd suggest this box right here where it says beaded belts. I would put a call to action there with a subscription form. That's where I would put it, if you ask me. So that's an opportunity right there. I mean, let's open up their social profiles. So this tells me something as well, just looking at what they have. Social media matters to them because they have it up at the top, and they have it at the bottom. And they include one that they didn't have up top. So this is all very good. They include their YouTube channel down at the bottom, which means video matters to them. Now, are they doing video? I don't see any video on this page, but I haven't dug through the whole site. Cool. So they do have a 2015 summer TV commercial. I would ask them, so here's what you ask. So cool. So they're pretty active with their YouTube channel. How many? Now they don't have a banner image here, so it's not like an optimized profile. We can help with that. They have 165 subscribers, which isn't terrible, but it's not like overwhelming either. The truth about YouTube subscribers is most companies don't really call attention to it, so people never subscribe. So they can be getting millions of views and only have 165 subscribers. So that's not really a really great metric, but they have a handful of videos that show up right here, and they're all recent, so that's good. And this one has 4,700 views, so that's great. That's a pretty good amount of views. It's all relative, right? But people are viewing it. I would ask them, how are their videos converting? Because here's the thing. It might be a beautiful video. It might be compelling. It might be interesting and all that, but is it getting them the results they want? Because they may need a marketing video, a positioning video that has a strong call to action at the end. Or the next time they need videos, they may want to rely on you. So I would ask them, what kind of results are they getting from their videos? Because if they're straight, just kind of branding and positioning, and there's no strong call to action, it's not a there's not a response mechanism in there, that's something, that's an area of opportunity, right? Let's take a look. I'll hop over to Facebook. Wow, so they have 313,000 likes, so that is significant, right? Good looking page, right? Their brand's there. They even formatted this, so they have this, right? The branding is there, and it's not obstructed by the profile image, so looks like they know what they're doing there. They have tabs, Instagram, Pinterest, right, built into their Facebook page. They have the Shop Now button, right? So it's kind of e-commerce enabled. So it looks like they know what they're doing here. At the same time, even though they know what looks like they know what they're doing, so they're posting. So they posted on April 8th a straight text post, which probably not ideal. Could have been an image, could have been a video that went along. This could have been this text simply embedded in an image. That would be much better. And only of those 313 people who liked the page, only 42 people liked it, and only 4 commented. So that's kind of disappointing, I would say. So they have a little bit of traction, but I would ask them, are they getting the results that they're hoping for? So that 300,000 number sounds big, but to be honest, this isn't a super active community. Now, these are some images, so I'm guessing they're doing better, but 125 likes. Again, everything's relative. That's not a lot of likes relative to the number of people that are following this page. So are they what kind of results are you getting from your Facebook page? I see you got a lot of likes, a lot of followers. What kind of results are you getting on the page, right? Could be an area of opportunity. Pinterest, for the female demographic, this is huge, 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 huge. And people that are on Pinterest are buyers. Basically, it's 90% women, and they're pinning things that they want to buy, or they want someone to buy for them, right? So this is great that they're here. Look at the activity, see how many people are interacting. So they have 10,000 followers, but how much interaction are they getting, right? How many people are commenting or repinning their things that they are pinning? They're linking over to their Twitter accounts. Let's look at that. 2,200 followers for a brand, that's not that many. March 27th was their last update, March 18th prior to that. On Twitter, you got to be tweeting multiple times a day, not just once every couple of weeks. So there's an area of opportunity, and maybe Twitter's not, their best channel, and I get it, and they don't even have a banner image here, right? So I think there's some aspects that can be improved. Instagram, super important, right? Because it's visual, especially given what they do. But 4,300 followers, not terrible, but given that there's 300,000 Facebook ones out there, I would really suggest Instagram is one of the most hyper-responsive networks. I would say that more focus could be put here. So there's probably some opportunities. I'm going in a lot of detail here, but the idea is if they're putting their social profiles on their website, they matter to them. And if they're spending time posting regularly like they are to all these networks, these matter to them. And what type of return are they getting out of this? What type of response are they getting? That's what I would ask the client. So mobile is a good opportunity. Email is a great opportunity. Where's their call to action? They're not growing their list here. And social is an opportunity. Video, let's find out what kind of results they're getting. Maybe they do a lot of video. Maybe they're going to continue to do more video. Maybe they need a video that's more focused on getting a response and results than just the ones that were put together, kind of the catalog ones that were put together. So just some ideas there for you. All right, so McLean, can you give me some, just any comments, thoughts, feedback? Joseph, looks like you're having a hard time hearing me. Could be my connection, could be your connection. The good news is the replay will have both, or mine on there. Let's see, so then we have one more. McLean, I'm going to do a quick one. And McLean, so yeah, I get it. Mobile site is needed. Okay, so Bob has one I'm going to pull up, and then we'll try to get to McLean's other one. And but anyway, feel free to leave me some feedback there. Bob, this one's yours. Lax Valley Furniture. Let's take a look. All right, social icons up top. Good, because that means it matters to them. Let's do the test. Didn't respond. I'm going to put it on my phone. We're going to check it out. laxvalley.com. And nope, it is not mobile responsive. So we have an opportunity to sell mobile site there. Okay. So mobile is an option. Now notice, email sign up. This is probably important to them because it's there. At the same time, I don't think that's a good. Okay, so we click on that. Sign up for Lax email promotions. Oh, that means they're going to send me a bunch of garbage. Receive exclusive email offers. Offers might be good. I need more value. I definitely need more value before you're going to get my email. Oh, and you're going to make me fill out all this stuff? No, we want email address and maybe their name for that first touch. Email address and maybe their name. I would suggest just email address so you can reach out to them. You might want to build the funnel out. So once they're qualified and they're on the list, then you find out the people that want to give you more information. But guess what? By having all these fields required, and I don't know if they're, well, this is the only one that's required. Email is the only one that is required, but at the same time, when I see these, I think, oh, I don't want to fill that big form out. So I would say email, first name, email address. I would say that. But, and then as you go deeper down the marketing funnel, then you get more information. But the call to action can vastly be improved. Obviously, it's important to them because they're putting it here. Their Facebook is obviously most important to them because they have a big icon for that. And, well, I guess payment icon. So those are your opportunities. So mobile, email, kind of call to action, and that's a kind of list building function. They have 22,000 likes on Facebook, so people are following them there. So that's good. They posted something, I believe, in Spanish. I'm going to look at the, yeah, well, that is in Spanish, I believe. So maybe they have a big Spanish user base. I'm maybe guessing. People like that post on April 8th. 5 people like that post. So even though this looks like they're here, they're like, that's a good looking cover image, and they have 22,000 likes, they're not getting a lot of interaction. They have 5 from 16 hours ago, and they have 6, and they have 9 and a couple of comments. So, and it looks like they do. So they obviously have, you know, Spanish demographic that's important to them. Now, here's the thing. If I'm like, I studied Spanish in high school and college, but if I see this pop up in my feed, I don't, like, I'm not fluent by any means, so I'm going to kind of be annoyed and maybe hide their posts that come through. just because I don't want to see Spanish language posts because I don't read Spanish. So they may want to consider having a Spanish Facebook page and then the English one. That would be my recommendation rather than trying to do both on one site. I think you might be hurting your engagement by having one that's speaking both languages. So just an idea there, and then I'm just going to kind of search Google for them and see what pops up. That is all their brands so far, so good. That's great. But stores, I'm going to do Twitter. See if they're even on Twitter. They're on LinkedIn, so it looks like. Doesn't look like they're on Twitter. So you can go through, right? You can do Pinterest. You can do all the others. So Lax Stores only has 91 followers. That's very, very small given that they have 22,000 Facebook likes. And maybe that's not the demographic, right? The profile, so that's fine. And they didn't even update. There's no images. So point here, they definitely can use some help, right? I would, for any of the ones that have need help with social, we have our social media white paper, right? So you can give them the booklet, you can send them the PDF or the VMAG, and let them know that social is something that we've had some good success with and all that. And yeah, so I think there's some areas of opportunity on this one as well. All right, jumping back, 87% Spanish customer base. Okay, so Bob, I would tell them, why don't you have a dedicated Spanish language Facebook page, maybe even websites, right? Because I didn't see an option for Spanish on this page. If that's 87%, oh, no, I'm wrong. So Espanol right there. Perfect. But, we know that they probably need a mobile site or a rebrand or something. So that's something to consider, right? So I think that's just another area of opportunity with the Spanish language. Okay, so yeah, register to win is good, Bob. I'm just looking back on the comments. So yeah, so we want to, so those are hopefully some points there, right? We have opportunity with mobile site. A lot of these, notice a lot of them are mobile opportunity. And then that call to action for email sign up. That's important to them because they have that front and center. We know that. But what kind of results? So ask them, what kind of results are you getting? That's how you start the conversation. How many leads are you generating for the email sign up on your site, right? Ask them that. And then what type of follow-up are they doing? So incentivize that. So give them something of value for the email address rather than just saying, hey, we're going to, send you promotions. Promotions to me sounds like junk mail, right? I think, they're going to spam me, right? And that's, spamming, that's not spamming, but that's how people a lot of times interpret it, right? The Spanish demographic, there's probably some good opportunity there. So let's consider all that. So Bob, hopefully those are some takeaways. Social, they're set up. It looks like it's important to them. They look professional there, but they're not getting a lot of engagement. So they're not on, I don't think they're on Twitter. I don't see them on others. Instagram is important. Instagram is the most, highest level of engagement is Instagram. Fastest growing social network is Instagram, right? So good things to know and to consider. All right, last one. McLean, I'm going to pull up another one for you. Going to go back to the one you shared over here. All right, so let's pull this one up, campuscrest.com. And we're going to do, okay, this is a little, just upon loading. Feels more modern, yep. Okay, let's do the resize test. Okay, it felt more modern, but upon that inspection, it just feels very minimalist. Let me pull it up. So it didn't actually resize, at least not fully from mobile. I'm going to pull it up on my phone, and that's a better test than then on the desktop. Oh yeah, theirs is mobile optimized. Okay, so that's good. And it actually, you know what? It actually, I think, is a better experience on mobile than it is here. So, okay, because I'm like kind of, this is all bouncing around on me, and I'm kind of wondering what that says. But kind of cool, but at the same time, yeah, so it looks like fairly recent redesign. About I don't see any lead generation. I don't see a call to action. When I land here, so I'm going to ask myself three things. I'm going to say, am I in the right place? Well, I don't know exactly what it is. Campus Crest, what they do. Let's read about us real quick. Develops, build, and operate student housing committees. Okay. Make a positive impact in the world. Okay. I don't know that when I land here, I necessarily get the full picture. Well, it is mobile friendly, so they're not generating leads here. They do have the Join Our Talent network, but that's a tiny little one. So they may want to figure a way to call. Oh, this is at jobs.net. So this is actually their site. This takes them to their job listing. Okay. So I think opportunity for lead gen. I think opportunity for maybe video, right? Maybe a video on this page to position. So this would be a nice, still can maintain the minimalist format, but like to me, this kind of hops around a little bit, and it's not my favorite design, but they must have liked it if they chose it, and maybe it works for the demographic. But I think most people like video, and if a video is here to tell me kind of in a nutshell a 90 second, 60-second video to position, that might work pretty well. Campus Crest, so it deals with maybe some, has Campus Crest hit bottom? I don't know what that's about, but Campus Crest reviews. Might be a reputation management opportunity if there's some negative stuff listed here. And I don't know that it is negative. It's just, I'm looking at it very quickly. Facebook, Campus Crest, North Carolina, Campus Crest Communities. A lawsuit pops up, right? So we do have some PLPs who do reputation management. Now, you'll want to look into Pinterest, Instagram, kind of all the different sites. 279 followers, that's not good really by anyone's account. August 25th is the last time. They could use a lot of help here. 296 likes. Yeah, nice looking graphics, by the way, but no engagement. August 25th, right? Unless they kind of gave up, and it looks like this may not be well, it's their site, so they should probably either get rid of this one or this one, or combine it into this one or something. They can use a lot of help with social. I think they could benefit from video. They can benefit, I'm sure, from email marketing. Anyone could benefit from email marketing, and there's no call to action here. So those would be my big takeaways. All right. Let me scroll on up and look at some of our. All right, so Bob, you're very welcome. McLean, hopefully that gives you some ideas for everybody. Hopefully you get some ideas on just how to go in and evaluate. Just ask them the questions, right? Say, how is your new site, if they had a new site, or if they have an old site, ask them, how's your site performing? Did they get any feedback on it? How many leads they generate every month, right? How many leads is your website generating? And then social, how is your social performing for you? How are those videos that going back to that fashion one, how are those videos doing? Are you getting a lot of results, responses, people commenting on them, interacting on social? Those videos, the one we saw that had a bunch of videos, those should be shared, those should be posted. But that's kind of the idea, guys. So hopefully that is helpful. Hopefully that gives you an idea. Feel free to comment in our Facebook group. I'm going to let you guys go, so we're not going the full hour here, but thank you so much for joining. Hopefully we're just getting started with this, so I just want to give you guys the idea, kind of what we're focusing on, the questions to ask, the ways to engage your clients, your prospects, whoever they are, wherever they're at in the life cycle of the sales. Feel free to continue the conversation. Tom and Justin are in the Facebook group as well, and I've tasked them with kind of getting in there and getting active so we can keep this conversation going. Joseph, it looks like you had trouble with the audio, so my apologies on that. That's kind of technology. And so the good thing is this replay, it's Google Hangouts. It will be instantly available. So if you want to kind of catch up on some things when you get a chance, I'll post it into the group. But with that, guys, have a great weekend. Thanks so much for showing up here today. And we'll catch you next time. We're going to have the Durkees on probably in our next webinar. They're on vacation this week, but they're going to go through their presentation, right? So they're leading with digital. And they made the $1 Million Club last year in big part, probably, thanks to digital. That's leading the way for them. So let's hear how they do it, and let's learn and take what we can. So with that, guys, again, have a great weekend. And thank you. Thanks, McLean. I'm glad it was helpful. And the rest of you, Bob, Joseph, everybody else that's on. Kimball, we got to talk about that book. We're going to make that happen if you're still on here. So everybody else, enjoy the weekend. Have a great day. Feel free to shoot me an email if you want to follow up separately. That works. I will talk to you guys all soon. Take care.